What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Harbor Golf Sim. Today we got a pretty fun one. We're doing another one of not my buddy, but the guy I follow on Twitter. His name's Lou. He puts out these scenarios sometimes. So on this one, it was at Sawgrass, TPC Sawgrass, where they play the Players Championship. He wanted to go. He had a challenge of which are the harder shots. There's the approach shot on 16, which is the par 5, and on your second shot, if you hit a good drive, you got that water all down the left or all down the right, and you got like 240 yards in. So there's that one, and this is obviously to like close out a tournament. So you got to go 16, 17, 18, and all three of those holes are pretty scary. So that's 16 on 17. Obviously, that's the famous island green, surrounded by water, where you got on the Sunday flag, it's all the way on the right. So if you got to hit it close, you got to kind of roll it down that hill or go right at it, which is even a scarier shot, which I would never attempt. And that would, if I hit it over there, it'd be more of an accident. And then on 18, you got two really hard shots. You got the drive, that's kind of a dog leg left that you got water all down the left side, and you can't, if you go right, you kind of get stuck behind some trees. So it's a real tight drive. And then obviously the approach shot on 18, it's like a 450-ish yard hole, I think. So even if you hit a 290 yard drive, you got like 180 in. So, and then that shot obviously has water all down the left too. So we're gonna go through this. We're gonna hit 5 shots from each scenario. See how we do. We'll kind of grade it as we go. How many balls can we keep dry? That's obviously the main goal. And then I might kind of give a full point for a good shot, a half point for just like a safe shot, and then obviously 0 points if we hit it in the water. So we're gonna go through this. This is gonna be a fun little challenge. I'm gonna link Lou's social here on Twitter in the screen right here. If you guys could go give him a follow. He throws out a lot of interesting golf questions. It's pretty entertaining to see people's comments and how they view things for his little scenarios he throws out. If you could take a minute right now, please like, please comment, please subscribe to the channel. Helps us so much. We're doing pretty good on some videos. Some videos are less watched. You know, if I've noticed if the big name clubs are being reviewed or tested, like one of my drivers with the Titleist GT2 in the name, that one did really well, over 1,000 views. And then, it's just, I'm not sure how YouTube works with their algorithms and what you guys see, but I know for sure the more likes, comments, and subscribes we get, the more it will be pushed out to the masses. So please take a minute right now before we get into this video. Like it right now. Comment if you like to watch these challenges. And then obviously the easiest part besides liking it is just hit the subscribe button. Helps out massively. All right, so here we go. Let's see how this challenge goes. And the video will be a little shorter this week, so hopefully everyone can watch it from beginning to end. And we'll go have some fun. Thanks. All right, so here we are at the 16th hole. This would be the second shot because this is a par 5. I put this ball out here at about a 285 yard drive. So I got 240 in. If I'm hitting this shot, I see more of a cut than a draw because I don't really want to start the ball over the water. I'd rather start it out over land and hopefully we don't overcut it. So we're going to do 5 shots, and we're going to grade it like, we're going to give it a full point if we hit a good one. If we bail out, we'll give it a half point. And obviously, if we hit it in the water, that's a 0. So to hit this cut, I have GS Pro aimed at the flag, so that's how I like to manipulate the ball. I don't like to aim down the left side and then cut it. I like to know that I'm aimed straight at the hole, and then I shut the face a little bit if I'm trying to cut it, and then I take my foot line even more left. So that way I'm swinging on my foot line. The face is a little more towards the hole, and it should just bring it back. Just like that. Don't cut too much and go. Oh, that was unlucky. That was a good shot. So another reason I'm gonna cut this instead of draw it, if I draw this club, it would probably land about 240, and then I just don't think it would hold the green. So basically we gotta hit a smoke cut here. So face a little closed, feet a little more open than that, and then we just try to hit a little bullet out there. That's a good one there. Yep. That's a great shot. All right, so we got one good one. One honestly pretty decent. I just didn't quite hit it hard enough, so it ended up in the water. Let's see if we can do that again. Not the water. That's a good one too. So obviously, normal golfers like us, we're not trying to hit this ball close to the pin. This is our second shot on a par 5, so all we're really trying to do is get it somewhere where we can get up and down for birdie. That one's just pulled. Still safe though. I'd be fine with that. Nice little chip from there. So I think that was 4. We got 1 in the water so far. This is a scary shot though. I don't like this. Not with this long of a club in my hand. That one's really good. That might go in. All right. So we got 4 out of 5 that are safe. We will move on to the 17th, the famous island hole. Okay, here we are, famous 17th hole at Sawgrass. 143 yards at the pin. We got the pin, and all these pins are in Sunday locations, just so you guys know. So obviously this is the famous one that's down the hill to the right. I feel like out of all 4 of these shots, this one would probably scare me the least. It's a pitching wedge. The green's pretty big if you aim for the middle, which is where I'm aiming. I'm not trying to do anything special with curving the ball on this shot. I'm just trying to hit a pretty stock one. My pitching wedge goes about 135, 135 to 140. So we don't have to hit it hard or anything. If we hit it perfectly straight, it should hopefully catch that hill and trickle down to the hole. But obviously, the goal of this is to just hit the green. So let's see how many greens we can hit out of 5. Sit down. Should be good. That'll be a tough putt, but we're safe. So 1 for 1. Oh no, did it to win it. Sit down. Oh yeah, I was lucky. Real thin. So like on these shots, the way my mind works, if I'm just trying to hit like a straight one, it's hard. Like I usually have to try and shape it at least a little bit one way or the other because it's easier for me to commit to. Hitting straight balls is just I'm just not good at hitting the ball straight. So maybe on this one, we'll just try to hit a little fade in there. Little fade. We're still favoring the left side of that green though. That'll be a terrible putt too. But we're 3 for 3. Like I said, out of the 4 shots, this one's not that scary. It's just a wedge. If you take the water out of your mind, this is more of a mental shot than anything. If you act like that water's not there and it's just grass in front of you, it's really not that hard of a shot. That should be a good one there. Go down that hill. But you see what I mean? If my mind sees a little bit of shape, I hit it better. Hitting the ball straight is so hard. So one more. Right now we're 4 for 4. Another good one. That one's just going to be up on top of that hill. So, this shot, if you take the water out of your head, it's just a pitching wedge or a 9-iron for most people. So, I definitely think this is the easiest one. So next we'll go on to the tee shot at 18. That's a scary one. Okay, so here we are at the 18th hole. Tee shot here. So this is a long hole. It's 469 yards. And so you got to hit a solid drive, you know, to have a decent number in. I think this is probably the scariest shot out of the 4, especially with me not being that great of a driver of the golf ball. Under tournament pressure, this shot would scare me. I think I'd probably aim about 50 yards right and just deal with whatever I got over there. But for here, we're going to try to hit the fairway. Don't really want to draw it. I know I said I hate trying to hit straight shots, but this is one where you really need a straight one or even a little fade. But a little fade can get caught behind those trees. But the goal of this challenge is to not obviously hit it in the water. So we're going to aim on hopefully on the fade side of this. Yeah, that one's good. I'll take that every time. But see, like because it's fading a little bit, now we're behind the trees. So we're safe, but this is not an easy shot. And my miss is obviously that, if you guys have watched the other videos, is that dog or that snap hook left. And that is just a fearful thing to have in your head on a hole like this. So that's pretty bail out. That's going to be way behind those trees. But obviously we'll take that over the water. But I mean, I got a feeling the next shot from there isn't pretty. You're pitching out. All right, so for this third one, we'll play it a little less safe. See if we can hit it straight to a slight draw maybe. But not a big draw, hopefully. Just went straight. That's going to be behind those trees too. So we're bailing out. Like for instance, if you hit it over there, I'll show you what your next shot looks like. Yeah, that's your next shot. Nobody wants that shot, right? But it's better than being in the water, I guess. We played all those pretty safe. Didn't put ourselves in a good position to win the tournament, but we didn't hit it in the water either. Can't really make par from the water. Probably can from back behind those trees. Maybe 3 out of 10 times or something. All right, let's see if we can hit a good one. Oh boy, that's scary there. That's probably in the water. Yep. So we're 3 out of 4. Still haven't hit a fairway. And we got one in the drink. That's why this shot's the scariest one. Come on, you can put one in the fairway. Oh, bailed out again, way over there. So that's probably the best shot for the next shot because it's probably the straightest. So just to show you guys, our next shot from there would be Yeah, that doesn't look very fun either. All right, so we got 4 out of 5 safe, but none of those drives were good, and we're probably really fighting for par on the 3 that are, or the 4 that are on land. So now we'll go to the next shot, and I'm gonna put that one in the fairway. Still a very scary shot, but you'll see here coming up. Okay, so this is where you would be if you hit like a 290-yard drive into the fairway. You'd have 177 yards in. So for me, that's tough yardage. So for me on this shot, I probably, just the way my clubs go, I would probably actually hit a cut here. So I'm probably gonna take a 7. The cut will take a little bit off of it. And like I said on the other one, I have this aim straight at the flag, but I'll line the face up, you know, probably a little left of the hole, and then my feet will probably be aiming towards that bunker. And we're just gonna try and hit almost like a little punch cut in there. So let's see how this works. Here we go. Get the face a little left of the flag, feet a little more open than that. A little punch cut in there. Just like that. So that should probably land about 165 and roll out to the flag. So that's a real good one. The reason I don't, even as a natural cutter of the golf, or a drawer of the golf ball, the reason I don't like trying to draw this one, I'd have to hit an 8-iron, and it's gonna release more with that top draw spin. And I have a tendency to overhook things. So I don't wanna start it and then bring the water into play. I wanna start this thing basically right on that water line and then cut it back. In my head, that's just the safer shot. Now we'll see if that's actually true when I hit 4 more. Another pretty good one. That one's a little deep. Hit that one too well. But hey, that's a good shot. I'll take that every day. I hit the shape I wanted. Just hit it actually, honestly, just a little too solid. So nothing wrong with that. All right, 2 more. Face a little left, feet a little more open than that, right at that bunker. That one's going more right, but it's still safe. See, that's why I just consider the cut here safer, because I feel like as long as I make some sort of cut swing with me basically starting my swing line right at the left of this green, right at that bunker, I feel like it can't really go in the water. The worst thing that's going to happen is that I'll hit it straight and it'll go in that bunker. I'm not putting the club face or my feet any further left of that bunker. So in theory, unless I just shut the face down on impact or something, this ball can't go in the water. That one was a little heavy, but still, we're taking that every time. 1 more. And in case you guys noticed, I'm still using my little ball position aid that I built myself, and I've been using it for everything I do in here. It's really nice to have, and hopefully the next time I get out on the course, I don't even have to think about it. I just put it in the right spot. Last one, let's see if we can go 5 for 5. Yep. Still on the safe side, going right of the green a little bit probably. But if we're just trying to make par to win the tournament, I'll take that any day of the week. Now, if we're trying to make birdie to tie the tournament, let's do one for fun and show you why. If I'm trying to score on this hole, I'm still probably not drawing it. Well, if I'm trying to make birdie here, I see more of I would probably go down to an 8-iron, and I would probably draw it. just to hit my natural draw shot, like trying to score, trying to birdie this, I think is probably what I would do. Like, I've already lost the tournament if I par, so we're gonna hit the aggressive shot. So face a little open, feet a little more to the right than the face. I'll try and draw it in there. Like, that's probably gonna be really good. Right at the hole. That's the risky one, but that's the one we hit if we're trying to make birdie to tie and go to a playoff. All right, I thought it'd be fun to act like we're trying to win the tournament after hitting that shot. Now we got a 14-footer to try and make our birdie and tie the leader. And then after I hit this putt, I'll kind of do a review of this video. Let's see if we can be clutch. Looks like it's breaking a little bit right to left. For birdie to go to the playoff. Oh, we missed it on the high side. Smashed it through the break. Guess we lose. One more time, just for fun. Gotta hit it softer, dummy. It's not really breaking as much as I thought. I think I made it there. Why does the second putt always go in? Okay, so my final thoughts on this challenge. This isn't even based on the results, but based on just the way I would feel about it if I was playing in a tournament and trying to, you know, hold a lead or catch the lead maybe behind one. I'd say the hardest shot is the drive on 18. That shot would scare me the most. The landing area is just so narrow. You don't really have a two-way bailout because of those trees right there. So you either hit it in the water or you hit it right and you go behind those trees, and then you're gonna have a hard time making par over there. And then the fairway's pretty narrow in it, you know, dog legs left, so the landing zone's pretty small. So you have to hit a perfect drive on that hole, and that would scare the lights out of me. I'd probably be hitting a 2 hybrid or something if I was under pressure and just squeezing one out there, and then probably would have the same club in here and I'd hit it out to the right somewhere and try and get up and down. Unless I was feeling really good about my driver that day. But anyways, so that's the hardest. In my opinion, the second hardest shot is the approach shot on 16. It's just a long ways in, so lots can go wrong when you get less loft on your club. So yeah, you can bail out to the left a little bit and be fine because it's a par 5, so you can still get up and down for birdie from over there. So that one would rank second. And then the third, so the second easiest, but the third hardest would be, I would say, probably this approach shot into 18. It is scary, but I feel like, you can miss right. So it's not quite as scary as the approach shot on 16 because the club, you got like a 7 or an 8 iron in. And then the easiest one, I think, is the island shot. It's only a pitching wedge. Some people probably a 9 iron or an 8 iron, but if you just take that water out of your head, I mean, the green's pretty big, especially if you're aiming for the top of the hill, the middle of the green. I mean, if you're going pin seeking or something, that's a different story. That's a real tough shot, but it's only like 125 yards, I think, to make it to the front, and then it's like 155 to go too far. So you got like a 30-yard window. As long as you make decent contact, the ball's going to end up on the surface somewhere. So, I mean, obviously, if you leave it up on the hill, or even like the one that I hit a little short and it came all the way back down, that's not an easy par. But the point of this challenge was, which ones can we keep out of the water and the hazards the easiest? And I feel like, honestly, for me, with that being a pitching wedge, that's the easiest one. So that'll do it for that. If you guys could please take a moment right now, hit the like button, throw me a comment. Let me know if you like these challenges. They're pretty fun to do, a little easier to do, easier to edit. And then obviously, if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. Let's see if we can keep getting more traction. I like doing these little fun videos every once in a while just to kind of switch it up and play actually a little bit of golf instead of always testing stuff or working on swing or, you know, all the boring stuff like that for most people. So let me know if you like this kind of thing. I'll keep doing them. If you like to just see the testing stuff, that's fine too. But yeah. So this video is coming out Saturday, as you guys will see here, and I'll have another one out next Saturday. So come back every week, and please, one more time, like, comment, subscribe right now. Really helps me out.